as an entertainer, trying to maintain and give your all with integrity, you know. That's what we did realize and recognize. We were like, oh my gosh, like, okay.
It wasn't easy.
It was not.
Even though we had the least tough and constricting and weighty costumes, it still wasn't easy with what we had. And so when we looked at like Space Bunny and Baby Mammoth, and you know, we were like, oh my gosh, that has to be really hard and difficult. Yeah. Like, so we had so much respect for really everyone, you know, because it is not easy.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, where I think it would almost be harder as a singer, like your singers and your trains, but like you are so used to like, this is your job. So you're used to like being vocally perfect and leaving it all on the stage. And so, you know, like when like a Dog the Bounty Hunter is like, okay, well, I didn't hit a note, it's okay. Whereas you guys are just used to like, wait, everyone says that was great, but we see all the problems with that performance that, you know, I think that's what would be more difficult, right?
Right.
Well, you guys got really, you know, far in the competition. So congratulations on that. I want to talk more about the Masked Singer in a minute. This might be more of a question for you, Terry, and you, Cindy, but, you know, at the beginning, you know, 1990, you know, Born to Sing, the first En Vogue album. Did you ever think, you know, look at all these years later? I mean, you guys are like still selling out. You're still touring. I mean, you know, now as a group, but like when you look back to the beginning, which involved the two of you, are you ever shocked that like this is still a thing and you're still actively working in this industry so many decades later?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because, you know, for so many artists, it's a short-lived industry. You know, you have your 15 minutes of fame and then you move on and you do what your next calling is, you know, in life. And for us to still be able to have a fan base that supports us, supports our music, will come out to see our shows. It's a big thing, you know, and that is why, it's because of all those fans that still support us, why we're still here.
Yeah.
And we still love to do what we do, right? So yeah, you couldn't have told me 30 years ago that I'd still be singing on a stage as in Vogue. Like, it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
It blows. I think, I mean, it's great. Like you said, a lot of people come and go and it's a tough business, and 30th anniversary of Funky Divas. So shout out to that.
Thank you.
You know, when I look at like some of these stats, like I'm preparing for this, like 20 million albums worldwide sold, 30 million streams, 26 million YouTube views. This is a minimum. It's probably more than this by now, you know, just in like your top 6 hit singles. You know, you've been nominated for like Grammys and MTV Awards and AMAs. Like, is that lost on you? You know, like sometimes, like I think even in my own life, like when you have certain accomplishments in your career, if you heard this about someone else's career, you'd say like, oh my God, that's an unbelievable career. Do you appreciate all, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's sometimes lost like on me when I have some accomplishments in my own career. Like can you step outside of yourselves and say, wow, like these are incredible accomplishments?
I think for me, it takes, you know, I forget about them.
Yeah.
I don't always think about them, until someone like you starts to list some of the accomplishments, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, wow. You know, and then I remember, wow, we did that. Yeah,
A lot. And yeah. Do you guys have a favorite song like that's not a hit to perform, like out of your non-hits? Like, do you have a favorite song, all three of you, as En Vogue to perform? Or songs?
That's not a hit.
because almost everything in our show now is a hit. You know, was released as a single and a hit. But let me just think.
That's because you guys have so many hits. Like by the time you're done eliminating, you're like, we got to sing all the hits.
Yeah, I would say because we released an album in 2018, and we did put some of those songs in our show so that we could promote that album. So I would say so 2 of my favorite songs from the Electric Cafe album, Rocket, that was released as a single, and another one is Blue Skies, because it's such an uplifting message.
Those are good. And we love 2018's Electric. Love it.
And there's a song that I would love for us to put in our show and perform. It's the title cut for the album Electric Cafe.
Yeah.
It's called Electric Cafe. It's such a fun song. I really want us to perform that live.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you get tired, like, and it's understandable. Do you get tired of, like Free Your Mind, like What a Man, like Never Gonna Get It? Like, is there a hit that you're just like, a lot of bands do say it, where you're just like, we sang it so much, guys, like we just want to retire this one. It doesn't mean you're going to retire it, but is there a hit that like, you're just, you maybe not be as excited to sing each time?
No, if anything, for me, because I love Free Your Mind, and it's such an anthem, and really we almost don't have to sing it anymore. So many people sing it along with us. But because we're pushing vocally and we're still doing choreography, out of all the songs in the show, that one probably makes me the most winded, So I would never say retire that song, because no, we can't. But out of everything that I'm like, okay, the one song that is the most challenging for me physically and vocally is Free Your Mind.
I'm gonna say the acapella to Hold On, Who's Loving You. I always feel like I don't feel like singing this song, but then showtime, the desire from the audience takes over, and then I want to do my best to to sing it. But yeah, it's effort.
It seems like it's effort. Do you have one that you're just like, okay?
If anything, it would be similar to what Cindy's saying. I think they're all really great because the audience gives so much energy back, and that fuels us. And so it makes it fun to do, even though it's been done a lot. But anything that makes me really winded, I'm like, oh, okay, we just made it through. Like even getting to the breakdown of My Lovin', Never Gonna Get It. By the time I get there, because we've done all this posing and dancing, honey, I'm like, for the note, So just anything that pushes us physically and sonically.
Yeah.
Point, it's like, that.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. And do you feel, it seems like you do, but like, do you feel, like Madonna notoriously, like I've seen Madonna, like she like did Madam X, like she notoriously will go on record of being like, listen, it's my show. This is what you're getting. You get hits, great. You don't get hits, that's not my problem. Like, do you think it's like an obligation of like an artist to do the hits? I'm just curious.
Absolutely, 100%. The audience